Breakfast did a survey, we discovered only half the dentists listed on the NHS website in the county were actually taking on new patients at all on the health service. So let's get more. Craig joins us on the line now. Craig Mackinlay, of course, South Thanet MP. And how many people are going to be affected then by this closure?
Well, it looks like 8,000. It's very serious. I'm now getting an enormous amount of emails, phone calls, people very concerned that they can't get into an NHS practice locally. The nearest one that's accepting is in Birchington, which is probably nearer 9 miles away, with appointments being given out for next year. So this has rather landed in my lap. I've tried to solve it with the commissioners and speaking to the NHS Kent Community Health Foundation Trust, who were actually running Churchill. It was a slightly unusual situation because it is not at all common that this branch of the NHS actually runs dentists. So it was quite an uncommon situation. But from my mind, this was very visible on the horizon probably a year ago, and nobody seemed to grasp it and get to grips with it. And it was only at the very late stage when patients started to contact me that I was alerted to it and tried to do something about it, had a meeting with both NHS England South East and the Community Health NHS Trust, and wanted to know what was going on and why something hadn't been solved at an earlier date. Because
why did it close?
If I'd known about it, I might have been able to do something about it if I'd known about it 6 months or a year ago.
Why did it close?
Well, it was an unusual contract that had a 5-year term, and that was coming to an end. But my mind was they must have known it was going to come to an end about a year ago. Apparently, the 8,000 patients that were there were not using the dentist as much as a normal expectation across 8,000 patients, and they were claiming that it just wasn't financially viable. But I think that would be in contrast with a commercially run NHS services, which is more common across the county and across the country. I think they'd have been more aggressive at pursuing their patients, making sure they're coming in for their repeat appointments, making sure that their work was being completed. And of course, whenever I look at procurement practices in public services of whatever sort, there doesn't seem to be good value for money being made. So
okay, well,
I think it started off on the wrong basis, and we're now in a situation where we've got 8,000 people without NHS dental care.